Hi, welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and get started on the highlight work to move forward with the demonstration of how even perceiving things as two-dimensional shapes can lead to an understanding of three dimensions. Let's go ahead and analyze what we have and move forward from there. I see my brightest spot is here in this shape going down the nose, defining the curvature of the bridge and the slant of her nose. The light is a bit more dense at the bridge than it is as it descends down the nose itself. So I'm going to leave that there as a note to myself. It's a bit more dense. As you can see, it's a little bit more dense around the bridge and the descending part of the shape, and even on the flare as it moves up into the forehead. So that is what that means to me. I'm looking not only for the shape that the various values make, but also the quality of the light being used here. All right, as always, if you have any little ghosts laying around that you don't want, I have this teeny little distracting gray spot right there. Around highlights, particularly, these little pencil marks can be very distracting. This toned paper is going to act like some of my mid-tones. Something on my finger. So I don't have to do like every range of the page. And it's helping to make the highlights stand out a bit more. But that being said, we still want to be careful about where we lay our values. Okay, I'm going to get the inside corner of this eye. Down there. And that's creating a shape descending this way. Now that flick motion that we practiced, really great here on cheeks. Round surfaces, always use that flick motion. All right, how about the quality of the light? The light any more dense? Yes. A little bit line of a denseness right there, even amid the other highlights. I'm not going to do the entire cheek, just the overtly shiny white bright places. Okay, I can leave myself a hint of descending shape here, but it's not too bad. It's not a really major shape. All right, under the nose, that formation that's under the lip, or under the nose. And that skin tone there, revealed by the highlight, that's kind of a nice mid-tone to use for the paper. So I think I'm just going to use that as a defining part for now. That might change, but at least for now, the paper is going to stand in as some of the lightest skin tone that I see. Skin tone. And the air quotes again. All right, so a little highlight defining the upper side of the mouth, just a little bit, just a smudge. You don't have to go crazy. All right, and again, a little bit of a ghost. Probably not going to be a problem. Her upper lip is shaded, so you know what? I'm just going to leave that for now. I'm not going to worry about it. It'll get covered up later. All right, moving back to the eye. She's got this little reflection right here of light for the upper eyelid. There, just a little bit. I sound like I want to be Bob Ross. I do want to be Bob Ross. All right, this is a fun one. This is a kind of beautiful corona. I'm going to use that flick motion to really help me define that circle. Using that flick motion here to go up around the forehead. Up around the forehead. And that beautiful arch she has there. Not so much highlight on the other side, but I am going to put a little bit in as an indication to myself that yes, that shape does continue on, even though it becomes like here on that side, closer to where the paper is. But I'm just going to leave a tiny bit of highlight to say, oh, right, I saw that. All right, and that isn't the entirety of the shape, so we're going to go back. Do little flicks for maybe some blending out in the other direction. Tiny little flicks. I like to keep my strokes consistent as much as possible in a certain area. If I start coming in with like circly motions like this, it's going to look out of place. So those gentle back and forth applications of pigment will do just fine. There. That's all I'm going to do for right now there. Where else is that light hitting? Of course down by the lips, of course in the lips. The bottom lip is mostly defined by the tone of the paper, that mid-tone, and highlight. She has these gorgeous lips. A lot in shadow on the left, her right, my left side. And these are all just like little tick marks, just like we were practicing on the braids, because the contours of a lip actually go around as much as, you know, defining the outside. You have the cylindrical, puffy nature of the lip itself. I'm going to eliminate some of my... I've been going back and tweaking a lot of my contours, so there's some pencil lines with a deeper, fresher quality than some other lines. So it's just what I do. I try not to second guess myself in the moment, but if I have time for some further reflection, I'll do that. Wasn't in any hurry on this piece. There. Get a little bit wider. She does have a space there. Alright, maybe there's a little bit on the outside of her chin. You know, I'm going to take this moment to just eradicate some of these old lines. They're so delicate at this point, they just kind of vanish. Lines up and around my highlights. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to pencil in just a little bit more. There's noticing some highlight in between the breaks of her eyelashes. And that makes sense, of course. It's a forward-facing surface, so it's only natural. Same thing with the top of the bottom eyelid. You know, there's a thickness to eyelids. So there's probably going to be a tiny sliver of highlight right on the top edge. And you know, that really plays out here on the other eye. We're just inside, defining the location of that bottom lid. It's a beautiful, delicate highlight. There. Wonderful. She has some highlight on the other cheek, but not a lot. That's mostly mid-tone. I'm going to flick in a little bit here, just for the sake of it. My relative brightness is pretty good. I think I'm a little bit too bright on this side. I know it's kind of a highlight, but again, it seems much more like the mid-tone. It's going to be defined by the shadows around it more than the highlights proclaiming its presence. All right, that's the shape I want it to be. Not quite. Analysis. Revisitation and analysis. You know, maintaining a relationship is an active thing. It's not just something you visit once and you're done. You gotta keep working on that stuff. All right. It's a better shape than what I like. A little bit on the chin, not a lot. Just some hair there. Back to this eye, we have upper lid's arc defined by, again, highlights. Probably eye makeup, but we'll call it a highlight for our purposes.